अवतार मेहर बाबा
मेहर
की
बाबा
जय।
की जय।
अवतार मेहर
और
बाबा
मेहर
की
बाबा
जय।
की जय।
अवतार मेहर बाबा
मेहर
की
बाबा
जय।
की जय।
Jai Baba to everybody. Every time, every time when I come here, I thought of finishing the subject of Dr. Ghani. But every time I'm not able to do it because some new things are coming to my mind. And it goes and goes and goes and goes on like that. Today also, I am just having a little revision of what we had taken last time. There are certain very subtle points. We were reading about the poem which Dr. Ghani had sent to Baba, sort of a complaint. What they call is Jeremiah to the Saki. And in reply, Khak Sahib has written on behalf of Baba. Both of them have very teasing language. In fact, it's a very, very sort of a pinching language both are using. I will be reading some of the stanzas and then elaborate on that. First, I take what Ghani says about Meher Baba. Oh Saki, do you recall to mind the plethora of promises, the unwinded gestures of kindness and favors, shattered our reasoning and vanquished our resistance? We were caught just on the threshold of our lives. We were caught just on the threshold of our life. That is what Ghani says. Following lines, he says, you begin to evolve subterfuges and excuses. There is no one to beat you in this game. See the pinching language Dr. Ghani is using for Meher Baba. And thereafter he says, often you have played the game of construction and destruction. You have played the game of construction and destruction. No sooner we felt settled, there was unsettlement. Why Ghani is prompted to use such a, what should I say, such a harsh language, and that too in respect of Meher Baba. When it comes to Meher Baba, when he's facing Meher Baba, he's using such a little bit of harsh language. One can understand the Ghani was a human being, and in that matter of Lonavala episode, he had his property. He had some property, some about 5 rooms in the township of Lonavala, and in the court case, he had lost 2 of them, and 3 were in his possession. They came back to his possession after settling the whole matter of loan and all that thing. And then he donated the rest of the property, the 3 rooms, to Baba. And Baba promised him that I will be looking after your family. This was the promise given by God, man to a human being. Now, when Baba declared about this new life, he was talking much about the forthcoming new life, the conditions, the hardships, and all that. And what the companions are supposed to do. They have to forget their past and go with Baba without any aim, without any expectation, without any object. They have simply to walk with Mir Baba. That was the conditions of new life. And Baba was not talking anything about Gani's life, Gani's wife and children. As a human being, he was worried as to what will happen to his family after he goes with Baba. What will happen to his family? It was very natural. And out of that worry, he is writing all these lines. But the Baba's response is more harsh. Baba's response is more harsh to the extent that he left Gani, he made Gani nonplus. In fact, it was so very, he is using the language so very humiliating for Dr. Gani. That was the reply drafted by Khak Sahib, but then what I feel is that all these points were given by Meher Baba himself. Khak may not have that much of courage to use such a language. It was Meher Baba's language, and Meher Baba was authorized to say so as a beloved of Dr. Gani and a master of Dr. Gani. What Meher Baba says is, inmates of the tavern, do you know whose is the wailing note today? And the voice evidently is one of our beneficiaries. Why Baba uses the word beneficiaries, I personally do not know. I could not understand why Baba has used that word beneficiary, whether it relates to spiritual benefit or relates to material benefit. I cannot just make out that. So I leave that unanswered. And thereafter, what Baba says is, how dare he complain about the tyranny of the Saki? It's true, very much true. He is complaining about the harshness of the Saki, the tyranny of the Saki. Can he truly say that the wine eternal has not benefited him at all? This is also true. This is also true because living with Baba for such long years, he definitely must have benefited. Or whatever Baba was giving then, in any form, it was received by all resided members, all the members of his circle. It will be near mark if I were to call you short-sighted. Whatever I did was just the right thing in your case. This is the assurances Baba gives. Baba tells the truth that whatever every one of us must develop this thought that in our case, when we are attached to Meher Baba, in our case, whatever happens is according to his will. It's very difficult to cultivate that thought because anything goes against our wish or against our expectations, we get so much disturbed. But we are so short-sighted that we do not know that his kind another is always on us. So this is what Baba says in case of Dr. Gani also. Dr. Gani is such a wise man. He has also little bit of shortcoming in understanding this fact. Baba says it would be near mark if I were to call you short-sighted. Whatever I did was just right thing for in your case. So one has to believe and one has to have a conviction that whatever Baba does with us, it is for our own benefit. In the world, for one beautiful, there is one. You see, this is very, 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 very much humiliating for Dr. Ghani. What Baba says is, in the world, for one beautiful, there is one better. Baba says, in the world, for one beautiful, there is one better. In intellect and learning, there are hundreds superiors to you. Very point blank, Baba is telling Dr. Ghani, there are hundreds of superiors to you. I repeat, in the world, for 100, there is one better. In the world, for one beautiful, there is another better. In intellect and learning, there are hundreds superiors to you. Just explain, Baba is challenging. Just explain what particular qualification you possess. Just explain what particular qualification you possess, that among others, you become select in my eyes. This is an open challenge to Dr. Ghani and very humiliating challenge. See, one can imagine the wording which Baba used. He has made him non-plus. Absolutely, he has condemned Dr. Ghani. Just explain what particular qualification you possess, that among others you become select in my eyes. The process of purifying is not a child's game. The process of purifying is not a child's game. The ordeal of surrender and resignation is long and tedious. Your nasty, your hasty temperament has blurred your vision. In this path, there is tardiness, but not niggardliness. This is what Baba says to Dr. Ghani. I draw your attention particularly to these things. Just explain what particular qualification you possess, that among others, you become select in my eyes. I will draw your attention to some other statement of Meher Baba. That is also in regard to Dr. Ghani. In the year 1951, August, perhaps it was 22nd or August or so, Ghani passed away. And Baba issued a circular, a beautiful circular. We should a tribute Baba has given to Dr. Ghani. In that circular, what Baba says is that this is the circular number, New Life Circular number 30, dated 1st of September 1951, issued from Hyderabad on 24th August 1951. Meher Baba said, just listen carefully, of many things I have had to renounce and to suffer in this new life, the passing of Ghani is among the greatest. Of many things I had to renounce and to suffer in this new life, the passing of Ghani is among the greatest. I have felt a sense of loss at the passing of all those men and women of India and the West who were my disciples in old life and my lovers of all time. But this sudden wrenching away of Dr. Ghani is a disaster for me. The more cruel because it came at a time when the new life's consummation is so near at hand. To me, more than to any one of you, Ghani was unique. There Baba says, what makes you, what qualification you have got to say that you are unique in my group. And here Baba says, to me more than any one of you, Gandhi was unique, and of all the work that still remains to be done for me by others, there is much that could have been done for me by Gandhi and no one else. Now, comparing these two statements of Meher Baba, just one master talking about one disciple, two things at a time. At one place, he says that just explain what particular qualification you possess. And there he explains what were the qualifications of Dr. Ghani. Apparently, this looks as a contradiction, but no, it depended upon the situation. While answering to that letter of Dr. Ghani, there was a different situation. After Ghani passing away, there is a different situation. Now, a question comes to my mind: if Dr. Ghani would have left Baba because he was really in a fix, Baba shrugged off all the responsibility of the whole life, including the responsibility of Ghani, maintaining Ghani's family. And if Ghani would have left Baba, what would have happened? The answer which I get in my mind is that one who comes in Baba's fold cannot leave Baba. Once you come under Baba's fold, you cannot leave Baba. But if at all leave Baba, then you can live peacefully. You can't live peacefully. There are several examples of this type. Once you have established your relation connection with Meher Baba, and if you go away from him, in your whole rest of your life, you will never be able to live peacefully. That is 100% true. It is just whether you are close to him, you are near him, or you are away from him. His grip is always on your life. He has a firm grip on your moments, on your life, on your fate, on your fortune, on your future. He has a very pakka grip. You cannot escape that. Even if you bodily leave him, you cannot escape from his nazar. I always take an example of a dog, a pet dog. You have a pet dog. You tie that dog the whole day. In the evening or early in the morning, you take him for a ride, just for a walk. And he's so very happy when he comes out in the open ground. He's so very happy. He runs here and there, jumps here and there, and then he tries to get rid of you from and run away, just for a fun. But then you have a full grip on his belt. One end of the belt is tied around his neck, and one is in your hand. If he tries to escape, if he tries to give a jerk and get rid of you, you have firm grip on the other end of his belt. And what happens is that he gets pain. He gets injury on his neck if he tries to run away from him. Same is the case with a person. If he tries to go away from Meher Baba, he is not able to live peacefully. He remains neither of the world nor of God. He is hanging in between the two. A beautiful example of our own brother Madhusudan comes to my mind. He was I loved him very much. He was a person who had served Baba so many years with his beautiful compositions, beautiful singing. But he, for his own reason, when he got separated from Meher Baba for some time, thereafter, when he came back to Baba fold again, he used to say always that, Pratap, I went away, but there was not a single day when I could sleep quietly, peacefully. My life had become so very restless. I cannot explain. This was the case, a living case before us. And another case was of one another person by name Bhavsar. He was also separated for quite some time. He had very, very miserable life, I would say, because of certain happenings in his own family. He was a person who had done tremendous work for Meher Baba. But then, because of certain happenings in his family, he got separated. He left separated, and once when he met me, he was a ticket collector. When he met me in Mumbai on the platform, he with tears in his eyes said, Pratap, few days ago, Baba came into my dream, and Baba asked me, what wrong I have done with you? You have gone away from me. Just tell me what wrong I had done with you. And Bhavsar said that I wept that night, whole night I was weeping. And thereafter I decided that this time at Amartithi, I will go and take Baba's darshan. This is some of the examples when a person is departed from Meher Baba, he just never can live peacefully. He always misses something in his life. And that something is the most valuable thing in his life. So if Dr. Ghani here, when we come to Dr. Ghani's case, Dr. Ghani could not even think of leaving Baba. That thought must have never occurred his mind. Thereafter he was prepared to undergo any sort of suffering, but clinging to Baba till his last. Baba used to call him, as Dr. Ghani had given different names to Meher Baba. Dr. Ghani used to call Meher Baba as Savrang Shah, one who is in every color. Dr. Ghani used to call Baba as Hairani. From Irani, it is Hairani, one who harasses. Dr. Ghani used to call Baba as circular wala, fond of issuing circulars. Dr. Ghani used to call Baba as plan wala, making plan and abandoning those plans and breaking those plans, all that. And last very, what should I say, a typical title he used to give is Ghag. He is number one Ghag. Now, Vijay Maitre understood what Ghag means. A very shrewd person. So Ghani used to call Baba as a Ghag. Tum Ghag ho, you are a Ghag. And that was open. Baba knew all these things. But Baba also had given some names to Dr. Ghani. One name he had given, that's Mota Doka. He had a big head, bald head and a big head. His head was disproportionate to his body. And another name which Baba had given him is Ganpati. Ganpati is a god of wisdom. And Gani was so. He was full of wisdom. He was full of wit and wisdom. Baba had said that there is a blending of wit and wisdom in Dr. Ghani. So he was both. He was witty and he was wise also. So Baba used to call him Ganpati, God of wisdom. And the third title is he was Pendya in Baba's group. Now, Pendya, those who are Indian people, they are especially uh, the devotees of Lord Krishna.
Krishna.
They know what Pendya means. Pendya was one of the cowherds in the friends among the friend of Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna had several friends from this cowherd community, and one of them was named as Pendya. If I want to spell it for you, it will be Pendya or Thya, Pendya. That person, this Pendya, he was very, what should I say, very shrewd and very wise person. He was not able to walk properly, he was lame and disabled person. And Lord Krishna always used to tease him by one way or the other. Now, take for example, if they are sitting under a tree, and abruptly Lord Krishna will get up and start running, and all the boys will run after Lord Krishna. He will go far off place, and there under a tree he will sit on another tree, and all the group will sit around him. This Pendya will very with a lot of difficulty, he will drag his feet and then somehow reach there, breathing heavily and just trying to compose and sit rest. And Lord Krishna will just look at him with pity in his eyes, and that would annoy this Pendya. It is said that one day, there is a story about it, beautiful story about it. One day, that Pendya becomes so very upset with Lord Krishna. He was a very good friend of. He was a favorite friend of Lord Krishna, mind well. And when one day he got very much upset, and he told all the other boys that from today I have broken all my friendship with all of you. I don't want your friendship. And especially where this black boy is there, I don't want to make any friendship. He calls Krishna as a black boy. Krishna's color was little dark, but then it was pleasing dark, not a dark as a coal. It was very pleasing. We call it Savla Rang. Savala means a smooth black color, pleasant to look at. That was a bluish, sort of a bluish color. That was the color of Lord Krishna. And the Pendya says that this black one, wherever he is, I will not join that group. Take it from me. I'm going to make any friendship with those people who are his friends. And Krishna very lovingly asking me, why you get so much upset with me? What has happened to you? What have I done wrong with you? And Penda gives a beautiful answer to that. What Penda says, that you are a person, your one leg in divinity. Your one leg is in divinity and one in the world. You are on the juncture of it. You are standing on the juncture of one side there is a divinity, another side there is a Mahamayik, illusory world, and you are at that junction. That is your position, and you teach us. You keep on teaching us the importance of being there in the divine world, whereas you stand on the junction of that two. I remember one incident when Dr. Ghani used to come to the hostel where I was living, and we used to have a program there. One night he sat so very late hours. When the meeting was over, it was about 12:30 midnight, about 1 o'clock, and we escorted him to his residence. It was walking distance from there, but you could not leave him all alone. About 13, 15 people were around him. We were walking with him. He had his walking stick in his hands, and very slowly walking and talking simultaneously. At one point, he stopped there. We all surrounded him. He is in the middle. He has that walking stick in his hand. He draws a line on the road. And he says, now this is God on this side, and on this side there is Maya. And the avatar's position is right in between. The same thing which Penda had said to Lord Krishna. Dr. Ghani had explained that position of the avatar as regards it concerned to the world. He is enjoying both these states, divine state and the human state also. So that is the avatar state. Such things Dr. Ghani used to explain to us. And when somebody told him by hearing something about what is written in the books and all that, somebody said, Doctor Sir, why don't you tell us from after reading the books, why don't you read the books and tell us the meaning of all this philosophy? Dr. Ghani said, whatever I say is the same philosophy as written in the books. He was very confident about that. And when we had the first bhajan program before Baba, I have already referred to this incident when I was talking about our meeting in Mahabaleshwar. This first program was also in Mahabaleshwar on the occasion of Mira's birthday. The program was on 25th of February 1950. Sorry, 25th of December 1950. And Khak Sahib had composed one beautiful song, very beautiful song on his relation with Mir Baba. I may have that song with me. It's a beautiful composition. I will just read it to you and read it with a translation of it.
दूर पे जाके देखा.
The, gosh, very. I had already marked it, but I'm not finding it now. Yes, thank you. The song is दूर पर तुझको जाके देख लिया. I'm sorry, I'm not able to readily find it out, but I will take another song which this song was given by Khak Sahib. It was given in the hands of Mr. Thade, who was our leader in all these programs, arranging all these programs. And Mr. Thade showed that letter to Dr. Ghani, and Ghani was so very impressed by that letter because what Dr. Ghani said that it looks that Khak has seen Baba in his real form. Yes, I found it out. I will read that song. It's a beautiful song, and the story I will tell you. The first two lines are that is called शेर. मेरी जिंदा दिली को देखकर हैरत हुई है दुनिया. मेरी जिंदा दिली को देखकर हैरत हुई है दुनिया. मेरा दिल चीर कर देखे तो निकले तीर के टुकड़े. People used to wonder how I remain so happy and cheerful. But when they cut open my heart, what they found was pieces of broken arrows. The wounds that were made by my beloved. That is the first two lines. Thereafter, the ghazal starts. तूर पर तुझको जाके देख लिया, होश अपना गवा के देख लिया. I have seen you on the mountain, that is the mountain on which it is said that Lord Muhammad used to have conversation with God. I have seen you on that mountain. I relinquished my consciousness. I lost my consciousness, and I saw you there. देखना था तुझे बहर सूरत, अपनी हस्ती मिटा के देख लिया. I had determined to see you somehow, and I effaced myself, my own self, and saw you. तूने अपना जमाल खुद आरा शक्ल इंसान में आके देख लिया. You have revealed your own beauty by taking up the human form. I have seen your divine beauty in your human form. I have seen your divine beauty in your human form. मेरी वहशत को तूने पर्दा नशी अपनी सूरत छुपा के देख लिया. You are the one who remains concealed behind a curtain. This curtain becomes an obstacle for human being to see God. It was my incapacity to see God. It was my incapacity to see the Lord. But at last, I have seen your glory by removing my own individual self. I faced myself and saw you. शाह से है तेरा गदा मुमताज, शान अपनी घटा के देख लिया. To be a beggar at your door is more prestigious than to be an emperor. It's a beautiful expression he gives. I have given up all my pride and prestige and saw you. शबे महराज अहद को अहमद ने बुरखाए मीम उठा के देख लिया. As a man, as man has seen the light, the glory of God by removing the veil of self-identity. आगे अपनी जुबान नहीं खुलती, हरफे मतलब पे आके देख लिया. I have no word to explain how I saw him. What I saw is a matter of experience. And last he says, शेवए आशिकी नहीं है खेल. खाक ने दिल लगा के देख लिया. Love is not a child's play. Khak has seen him with all his heart and mind. This was the ghazal which was composed by Khak Sahib. It was given handed over to Mr. Thade. It was written in Urdu. When it was taken to Dr. Ghani read it and said that the ghazal show that Khak has seen Baba in Baba's real form. After a couple of days, Khak Sahib passed away. And according to the new life conditions, we were not supposed to report about anybody from the old life. No talk about anything about the new life, about the old life. In fact, nothing is to be reported to Baba. But then, when the first two lines, that is, how this man could remain so cheerful and happy, but when his heart was cut open, what one found that the broken pieces of arrow which his beloved had hit in his heart. These are first two lines. They were sung before Baba, just two lines, and Baba stopped there. Baba stopped the singing. He seemed to have lost somewhere. It was all standstill. The whole world looked to be a standstill. The Aga Khan area was a very vast area, very big, tall trees, but it seemed that everything has come to standstill for a few moments. After about 5 minutes time, Baba just moved his palm on his face and gestured like this, that perhaps it meant that he has come to me, without telling to Baba what had happened to Khak. Baba has understood, Baba has got that message that he has passed away and he has come to join Baba. This was about Khak. But there are immediately following was Dr. Ghani's ghazal song that was all full of taunts, full of humor and taunts. I will read that ghazal. It's a beautiful composition. When the Khak's ghazal was shown to Dr. Ghani, Ghani also had written one ghazal, and he handed over that paper to. It was written in Hindi, and he gave that paper to Thade, asking Thade to give it to Madhusudan, and Madhusudan will put it to a tune, proper tune, and when there is a chance, it should be sung before Baba. That is what Dr. Ghani told us. And the first two lines were being sung after Khak's ghazal. When Ghani's ghazal was started, we started singing Ghani's ghazal. The first two lines are like this: अभी अभी दिन था, अभी अभी रात है, किस्मत के चक्कर में कुदरत का हाथ है. When these first two lines were sung, Baba's face immediately changed. His face became so very lustrous, so very that smile. I just still I see before my eyes how Baba had laughed at these two lines, and he gestured that it is that big head. It is the composition of the big head. Baba immediately could make out that. And then we sang the whole ghazal. The ghazal goes like this. अभी अभी दिन था, अभी अभी रात है, किस्मत के चक्कर में कुदरत का हाथ है. There was a day and now there is a night. There is a light and there is darkness. In one's life also, after light comes the darkness, and after the darkness comes the light. This goes and goes on in one's life. On this circle, on this wheel of fate, on the wheel of fate, there is a hand of destiny. किस्मत के चक्कर में कुदरत का हाथ है. There is on the wheel of one's fate, there is a hand of destiny. And next hand is नई जिंदगानी की दिल में जो ठानी, दुनिया की हमसे बड़ी बदगुमानी. नई जिंदगानी की दिल में जो ठानी, दुनिया की हमसे बड़ी बदगुमानी. कोई समझे हीला, कोई समझे मात है, हजारों जुबां पर अलग अलग बात है. The meaning is, we had determined to lead a life called new life. We had determined to lead a life which was called new life. People in the world had many misunderstandings about us. Some thought that it is a farce. Some thought it is an excuse for running away from one's life. Different people spoke in different ways about us. Then comes a stanza where Gani says, बचपन का साथी मगर जर से था खाली. बचपन का साथी मगर जर से था खाली, जनवालों का बना अल्लाह वाली. अभी अभी जीत थी, अभी अभी मात है, सरमाएदारों की देखा नजात है. He was my childhood friend, but was penniless. He was my childhood friend, but he was empty pocket. He was penniless. But he was the one, he was the richest. He became the richest of the rich. Because he became the one who provided wealth to the rich people. Won over him, sometimes I won over him sometimes, and sometimes he won over me. I have seen him helping the wealthiest person to come out of their difficulties. That is the description he makes about Meher Baba, a penniless person, but he is the king of kings at one and the same time. And next stanza says, हंसना भी आए उनको रोना भी आए, बिरहा की जख्मों का था न पाए. हंसना भी आए उनको रोना भी आए, बिरहा की जख्मों का था न पाए. अभी अभी प्यार था, अभी अभी लात है. अभी अभी प्यार था, अभी अभी लात है, बरसों की चाह गोया 2 दिन की बात है. The translation is, he knows well how to laugh, how to smile and how to laugh. He knows best how to pretend laughing. And he knows how to weep, how to shed tears. In both the things, he is expert. He plays both these games equally well. That is laughing and weeping, or laughing and shedding tear. These two games he can very easily play. He is expert in playing these games. However, he could not fathom the depth of my wounds, the wounds in my heart. He could not fathom those wounds in my heart. Because These wounds have been created because of my separation from him. We know that Dr. Ghani was sent back from New Life for health reasons. There were different plans which were put before all the companions. One of the plan was, I think, 1C or some name for that plan is there. In that plan, one could return to his house, return to his family, and lead a life according to the instructions which were given by Meher Baba, strictly according to those instructions. If he follows that instruction, living in his life, living in his with his family, then he is equally with Meher Baba in his new life. That was the situation. That was the condition of that particular plan. Ghani had chosen that plan because of his health reasons. Now here what he says that because of my separation from him, the agony was created in my heart. He cannot fathom that. He cannot fathom. We cannot feel that agony. It is deep into my heart. I have had his love and also his kicks. I have enjoyed both. I have enjoyed his love and I have enjoyed his kicks. He's kicking me. To get salvation from the pain and pleasure of life was my lifelong desire. I want to get rid of all my worldly pain and pleasure of worldly life. And for him, it was a matter of a couple of days. He could do it in a couple of days. He could fulfill my desire. It was a matter of couple of days for him. But he didn't do that. नेक्स्ट स्टैंजा इज अभी था कुछ आसमां अभी बन गया जमीन समझे बेड़ा पार था है मगर अब तक वही मुर्दा दिल की बात सुन तो साहेब हयात है मुंसिफ की माया में दोबारा बारात है मुंसिफ इज द टाइटल is what we call a name which one takes for poetry, composing poetry. In a moment's time, I was high up in the sky, and the next moment I was on the floor. I had thought that by meeting him, I would have gone a long way. But at last, what I found that I am at the same spot where I had begun. Not a step forward I could go. Oh, my sad mind, listen to me. Mind is a dead stock. My mind is a dead stock. He tells to his mind, oh Murdadil, oh my dead stock, oh my dead mind. Just listen. Sahib means Baba, Lord. The Lord is life. Lord himself is life, whereas human being with mind is dead. A dead stock, whereas Lord as a God is a life. Just understanding. This is the last stanza which Dr. Ghani tells, and then Baba enjoyed this song very much. Baba was very happy, and some little incident in new life. I will just finish up one or two in a time which is left, about 5 minutes left. I'll just finish one story. It so happened that when Baba was in new life at Banaras, At one time, when they were retiring for night rest, Gani passed a very funny remark. That remark is really, what should I say? A very funny remark. What he says is, this was in Banaras, November 1949. What Gani says is, the new life meant only this much. The new life meant only this much. To do routine things, to do routine things at odd times. See the taunting language Gani uses for Meher Bhavan. The new life meant only this much, to do routine things at odd times, to create a difficulty where none exists. बला और मुसीबत को बुलवा रहे हैं. We are inviting मुसीबत, we are inviting difficulties, we are inviting calamities. So that is what he said, that what is new life is to do routine things at odd times, to create difficulty where there none exists, to pull up with a jerk on otherwise smooth going situation. Situation is very smooth, but to give such a jerk, which will, all these things make what we call a new life. Unnecessarily to give a jerk when the things are going smoothly, just for no reason to give a jerk to that particular situation. That is what is meant by this new life. These remarks Dr. Gani passes, and Baba just laughs at it. But then afterwards, the all companions, Baba's new life companions, they enjoyed this remark which was made by Dr. Gani about the new life. And next morning, when they all gather around Baba, Baba tells them that last night I heard Dr. Gani's remark about the new life, and I was much amused about it. I thought that it was in a way of amusement for all of us. But the way you all enjoyed by laughing at it, it made me think the whole night I was awake. I failed to understand whether whatever Gani has said was a humor, what a joke, or it was a reality in the life of the companions. That was Baba asked all the people, and there were a lot of seriousness in the atmosphere. Everybody became very concerned about what Baba had said. Baba was pensive mood, and then Baba got little angry. But then all said that no, Baba, it was simply in a very light tone we have taken it. It was nothing serious about it. But then, because Baba had misunderstood the spirit behind these remarks, which Dr. Ghani had made, because Baba had misunderstood these spirit behind these remarks, Baba said that it was the violation of the conditions of new life. And then he asked everyone to kick him, to kick Meher Baba. And one after the other, people coming and kicking Baba, coming and kicking, giving a light kick to Meher Baba. And when Gani's turn came, Gani's gesture was a very peculiar gesture. He gestured as if he is going to give a very hard kick to Meher Baba and settle the course of his life. All that which was contained in his all that displeasure about these hardships of new life, which were contained in his heart, he wanted to open up, and he wanted to square up with his kicking Meher Baba. And he made such a gesture that he is going to kick very hard. But then when he came close to Baba, he just touched Baba's body with very lightly with his leg. And Baba stops him and says, you made such a gesture that as if you are going to kick me very hard. This was very good chance for you to settle the old scores. Or all that which was contained here, all that displeasure in which you contain in your heart, you could have brought it out, and then bringing out, you could have kicked me hard. But Gani's reply was very beautiful reply. He said, I had mind to kick you very hard, but when I came too close to you, I remembered that you are my childhood friend. You are my childhood friend, and I forgave you. So, such are beautiful, amazing moments in Dr. Gani's life. I say the whole story of Dr. Gani is very thought-provoking, what is beautiful. It's a relation in between a lover and a beloved. Dr. Gani was never allowed to settle in his worldly life. When there were chances of settling, Baba has drawn him closer. Then again allowed him to settle, again leave him away from that life. This exercise went on throughout his life. That is one of the special aspect of Baba's relation to Dr. Gani. Next time we'll take the last day passing away of Dr. Gani. I think today, whatever I have said is enough for today. Perhaps Baba willing, the next session will be completing the topic of Dr. Gani. For today, it is Jai Baba to all of you. Thank you so much for a very patient listening. I do not know how far I am able to reach your feelings about the whole stories which I am narrating here about Dr. Gani and about our own relation with Meher Baba. But then for me, it is a good pleasure for me to share with you all these stories. Thank you so much. Jai Baba to all of you.
Jai Baba
Thank you.
Pratap Ji, as usual, you have wooed us with your beautiful stories, beautiful ghazals, and especially I enjoyed the translations. My God, they were so good. Were those done by yourself?
Yes.
So good. So great. Thank you.
Thank
Jai Meher
you,
Baba.
sir. Thank you so much. Thank you. Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
So
Baba.
much, Pratap
Jai
ji.
Baba.
Jai Baba.
Thank you, Jay Baba. So much love.
Jai
Jay
Baba,
Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai
Yeah,
Baba, Jai
yeah.
Baba to everyone.
Jai Baba.
Beautiful picturization of and the character of Dr. Ghani. Really, we enjoyed.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And Baba has such a variety of followers and lovers.
Oh, yes, yes,
My God,
yes.
only he could handle. Even Lord Krishna had not handled so many characters. But Baba's advent, entire world from east to west, like Professor Deshmukh to Elizabeth Patterson and
Yes.
entire whole world, Francis Brabazon and what?
Apart from that, all these Baba's Mandali people were very sturdy and strong,
Oh God.
very sturdy
Uh-huh.
and very hot tempered.
Yeah.
Baba used to control them.
A- And also I found the musts and those
Yes.
hundreds of musts. And for example, I just give example of one must in Nagpur. Baba waited for him 2.5 hours outside his hut.
Yes,
My
yes,
God,
yes, yes,
what a
yes. He
patience!
was
Oh
given so much
no,
of attached to the must context.
yeah, uh-huh.
Very much. Baba was very much concerned with must. Once
Uh,
this leader had twisted somebody's hand, one must hand, Baba got very angry with him, very wild with him. And Baba was taking very much care about these musts. He will do everything for that must. So Baba's relation with the must was unique. The whole chapter of Baba's work with the must
yeah.
is a different chapter.
Right,
At no
right.
time it has happened in the past.
In the past, right.
Yes.
Oh,
I am really thankful to all of you.
thankful.
I don't think anybody may have any questions about the whole talk. If at all, every time, very rarely people are tempted to ask for some questions. But because whatever it told is just self-explanatory, isn't it?
Well, you do such a beautiful job of very eloquently and clearly explaining everything.
Oh,
You're
thank
just
you.
filling us with all this wonderful footage that is rare and precious. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a store of knowledge, Pratap Agarji. Yeah, so it's really nice to
Not
hear.
just knowledge,
nice.
it's knowledge and heart. Whoa,
Yeah.
much heart.
Thank you.
Jai Baba, Pratap uncle, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Yeah, I just will be very delighted if you could have also shared Dr. Ghani's, what do you call, when he used to be at Manzile Meem, when Baba, he was very lazy and, that cricket episode, if you could have narrated that also.
Yes. There are so many things. In fact, usually I have restricted myself. To a very where I am involved in. When I have heard directly from Dr. Ghani, I have restricted myself to those stories. Of course, here and there, I do took some stories from other people which were told to us by other people. But then most of the narrations were by Dr. Ghani, from Dr. Ghani himself. And that was more authentic, I could tell them in a very clear terms without any ambiguity about it. So that is the reason why, of course, I have touched some of the stories. And as you say that cricket story is very beautiful, very nice story about that cricket. Perhaps you may take it next time.
Sure. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Avatar, Meher Baba ki Jai
Jai.
from my side.
Avatar Meher Baba.
Meher
ki
Baba
Jai.
ki Jai.
Jai.
Avatar, Meher Baba
Baba
ki
ki
Jai.
Jai.
Avatar,
Meher
Meher
Baba
Baba
ki
ki
Jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Pratapji.
Jai
Love to
Baba.
hear you. Thank you. It's always a blessing to see and hear you. Sorry to be late. Anyway, see you next time.
Jai Baba.
Yes,
Jai Baba.
yes, please.
Jai Baba.
Yeah.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Bye, everybody. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai. Jai Baba.
Very good.
Yeah. Hi, Rosalie. You all right?
Jai Baba.